Hey guys, it's Eric with Cattle Lawn Care. So we're out here at our next property for the day. We're just doing this property just to clean it up, but if you look, and we'll go up to the front too. If you look, it's a fairly overgrown property, but should be able to take care of it. And of course, it's sprinkling out right now, so we'll try to get as much done before we get rained on. Alright guys, so we finished trimming. I just trimmed the perimeter, if you can tell, all the perimeter aisles, and then we even edged all the edges of the grass. The homeowner's watching me, so I have his permission to record everything. I just want to stay out of his way because he's kind of walking around, but we're going to record this and then we'll talk about everything afterwards, specifically what we did. So I'll set y'all up, y'all watch mowing and everything, see if the right can handle it, which I'm sure it can, and then we'll get out of here. All right guys, so I finished, and the reason you're not seeing any after video is because the whole time that I was mowing, the homeowner was watching me the entire time. And not only was he watching me, but he was getting in the way of me cutting. So in between me cutting and trimming, he thought it was a bright idea to get a spray. I don't know what it was. It smelled like vinegar. Go around and spray all the cracks and crevices of the driveway. So there was a few times that I had to stop. I don't know if you'll see it in the video or not. I haven't even looked at it yet, but you know, after I was done, I cut, I trimmed everything, I blew everything off, and then got the check and left, just because he was literally, as I was driving away, it was like the Twilight Zone. He was just staring at me. I don't think he even blinked as I was leaving. And then to make things even worse, so yesterday when me and Dylan went to go give an estimate for the property, we looked at the yard. I drove up to it and I was like, hey, this is probably a violation notice yard. This is probably a yard that got tagged by the city. So the first thing I did was I walked the yard, I looked for the notice, I looked in the grass, and I didn't see anything. So I said, wow, this guy got extremely lucky that the city has not gave him a violation notice. I didn't give him the price that I normally would for a violation notice yard. I gave him a lower price because I said, hey, you know, I can't give him the price that I would give if he was already tagged by the city. So I gave him a lower price, but it was a price that was high enough to justify us going out there. So as I'm finishing and as I walk up to him, because he's staying out there the whole time, he goes, who do I make the check out to? So I told him, and he goes, you can come in. I go in his garage, he's writing the check, and lo and behold, on his workbench was the violation notice. Now, anybody that's in Altus, Oklahoma, or anybody that's in anywhere, you're not, on the actual notice, I think I put a picture on Instagram, on the actual notice, it says that it is illegal to deface or remove that notice. So I was kind of upset inside. So I politely reminded the individual. I said, sir, if you notice on your violation notice that you have there, it states that it's illegal to deface or remove the notice from the yard. He goes, oh, I didn't know that. I was like, well, for us, all of the yards that we charge are this amount if they're tagged by the city for a violation notice. And because I charged you less, I'm going to have to request that I charge you more because it's a violation notice yard. In my mind, I was debating on whether or not I wanted to do that. I did it anyways because I kind of got upset that he was watching me the whole time. Like he didn't trust me. So I ended up telling him that, and he came back to me, well, you already told me 100, so that's all I'm going to pay. So I said, you know what? I held my pride in. I kept it professional. I said, okay, sir, I'll take the check. So he gave me the check. I told him have a nice day, and I left. But I was fuming. I was upset. Not at him entirely, but at myself for not asking the proper questions, not estimating correctly. You have to understand that when you give an estimate, when you go out to a yard, you have to think about your equipment, you have to think about your time, you have to think about other things that are going on. You know, is it going to mess up your schedule if you do that yard? I learned a lesson today. Maybe don't ever do these yards again, because in the end, if they don't care about their yard, why should I care about their yard? It's, for me, we keep it professional. We like maintaining proper yards. We do a good job. We make sure everything's cut and trimmed and looks edged and crisp and nice. Clearly this homeowner did not. So could we have gotten more? Absolutely. Did we get a significant amount? Yes, we did. But it's the principle of the fact that I consciously made a decision to charge a certain amount for yards that are tagged by the city. Basically what I do is whatever the city charges, I charge half of that. Let me explain how this process works in Altus, Oklahoma. If your yard is tagged by the city, you have 10 days to get it fixed. On the notice, it gives you the day. So for him, it was the 27th of May. He has until 27 May at 5 p.m. At 5 p.m., somebody's gonna come to his home and look to see whether or not it was cut. If it's not cut, what they do is they contract it out to a local lawn care company, and they charge a ridiculous amount. Because what happens is they charge whatever the lawn care company is gonna charge, plus any applicable fees that the city charges. And they send you all the bill, so the property owner gets the bill. And if you don't pay it, the city puts a lien on your home. It's a big ordeal. It's pure laziness out of the property owner. If you can't maintain it yourself because you're old or you're disabled, understandable. But You know, you're gonna have to pay for somebody to do it. So you should have a conscious mindset to say, hey, I'm not gonna be able to do this on my own, and if I don't get it cut or maintained, then I'm gonna get fined by the city. I think that lawn care companies do this to, you know, they don't help the situation by cutting these yards. And I think if you charge 50 bucks, 40 bucks, 30 bucks for yards like this, just because you want the yard, just because you want the money, you're not only hurting yourself, but you're hurting other lawn care companies, because you're setting a precedence for other people to say, hey, well, this guy cut my really overgrown yard for 20 bucks and you're charging me 500. No. And then, I mean, realistically, I could care less if I get another job like this again, but you're not making it better for the community. You're not making it better for the industry. So I'm still upset. I'm fuming. I hope that, like I said, I make these videos to not only showcase my accomplishments, but to showcase my failures. So today, yes, I got paid, but in a sense, I learned a lesson to make sure that I give proper estimates. So for everyone that's watching, for everyone that's out there, if you have a small business or a large business, make sure that you're giving a proper estimate. If you don't know, or if you don't have experience, ask. Or you just learn the hard way, and that's probably the best learning tool there is. Just learning by your mistakes, making mistakes and then learning from them. Luckily, none of the equipment got damaged. Everything is cleaned off, and we're about to put everything away, but I learned a lesson. It is what it is. The guy got a significantly cheap cut for a very overgrown yard. Oh, and if you're watching, if you're looking at it, you're like, oh, he didn't blow everything off and he left the middle. So what I did was I went in a circle and I put all of the grass clumped up in the middle. And then what I got the push mower, because I don't have a grass gobbler from Wright, which I plan on getting one, but I don't have one, so I wasn't able to bag all the grass. I ended up just getting the push mower and going over it, sucking all the grass up, and then I got the rake and everything else and bagged all the grass and dumped it. It's in the back of the truck right now. I dumped it in the back of the truck. You didn't see that because I just went from section of yard to section of yard, and then I wasn't able to give you an after shot of the yard, which kind of sucks because it looks extremely better than it did, because the guy was just staring at me the whole time. Like, it's just weird. So, all right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video for what you saw. Yeah. Give good estimates. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to put everything away. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.